The sun blazed over the rolling hills of Willow Creek, but the heat was nothing compared to the fire in my chest when I saw the first bulldozer tear into my family's land. 35 houses, gleaming and smug, now stood where my grandfather's wildflowers once danced. Karen, the HOA president, strutted through her new empire, clipboard in hand, barking orders at workers. She'd forged signatures, bribed officials, and claimed my 50 acres as her own for her perfect community. I stood at the edge, unnoticed, gripping the deed that proved it was mine. My blood boiled. She hadn't just stolen my land. She'd erased my legacy. I wasn't always a fighter. I'd spent years restoring the old dam upriver, a relic my great-uncle built to tame the Willow Creek's floods. It was my quiet obsession, a way to honor the land. Karen didn't know about the dam. Nobody did. She thought she'd won, parading her victory to neighbors who fawned over her vision. But I had proof documents, maps, even emails where she laughed off my protests, calling me a nobody. I took my case to court, armed with every scrap of evidence. The judge's gavel fell like thunder. The land was mine. Karen's face twisted, but she didn't back down. She sneered, "You'll never tear down my houses." That's when I knew justice wasn't enough. She needed to feel the weight of her arrogance. The twist came unexpectedly. My old high school friend, Mia, now a journalist, had been digging into Karen's schemes. She uncovered a whistleblower, a timid surveyor named Tom, who'd been coerced into faking boundary lines. His shaky voice on Mia's recorder, confessing how Karen threatened his job, lit a spark in me. Mia published the story and the town erupted. Neighbors who'd praised Karen now whispered about her lies. Tom's courage gave me mine. I didn't just want my land back, I wanted Karen to face the consequences of her greed. The dam, my silent ally, waited upriver. The confrontation unfolded at dawn. Karen stood on her pristine cul-de-sac, surrounded by her cookie-cutter homes, as I drove up with Mia and a small crowd of reporters. "You're trespassing," she snapped, her voice sharp as a blade. I held up the deed and smiled. "This is my land, Karen. And that dam up there? I control it." Her eyes widened, but she laughed, shrill and desperate. "You wouldn't dare." I didn't blink. I'd spent weeks preparing, consulting engineers to ensure the flood would destroy only the houses, not the town. With a nod to Mia, I pressed the remote trigger. A low rumble echoed. Water roared down the valley, a relentless tide swallowing Karen's dream. Houses cracked, foundations crumbled, and Karen's screams were drowned by the flood's fury. The crowd gasped, phones recording every moment. I felt no joy, only cold resolve. She'd built her empire on my land and I'd washed it away. Karen's fall was swift. The town turned on her. Lawsuits piled up from homeowners who'd bought into her scam. The whistleblower's testimony sealed her fate. She faced fraud charges, her reputation shredded. Mia's article went viral, and Karen became a cautionary tale, her name synonymous with greed. I stood by the dam, watching the water settle, the land reclaiming its wildness. My grandfather's wildflowers would grow again. But the cost lingered, neighbors displaced, dreams shattered. I rebuilt, not houses, but a community garden, free for all. It wasn't about revenge. It was about restoring what was right. Looking back, I wonder if I went too far. The flood was justice, but it left scars. I protected my land, honored my family, but the weight of that choice stays with me. The dam still stands, a reminder of power and responsibility. I hope others learn from Karen's hubris. Greed builds nothing that lasts. What do you think? Was I right to flood her world? Or should I have found another way? Share your thoughts, because truth isn't just in the story, it's in what we make of it.